What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel for another edition of this Pentagon challenge. Today's video is going to be a very confusing one for most people, including myself. It is draft time in the MLS. There's not going to actually be any gameplay in this episode. It's just going to be me trying to figure out what on earth goes on and what is entailed out of 3 different stages of draft that happen in the MLS. It's an absolute minefield there. Let's jump into it and let's see what we can do in this draft. So then, guys, we are here. We've not really advanced too much since last episode. We've just sort of gone through just a couple days, but we now have something that I've not really ever experienced before, and that is a draft within Football Manager. Obviously, I've done drafts against other people, but never within this sort of MLS setting. Obviously, if you've not seen last episode, last time out, we lost in the Eastern Conference final. Unfortunately, we lost to Chicago Fire 5-3. Was one hell of a game. VAR did an absolute madness. Our time in charge of Inter Miami has been largely positive, got that 76% win ratio, but we do need to improve our squad. And this is what we're faced with right now. I have a feeling this video is going to be in many segments, but basically this is it. The MLS December waiver draft takes place today, so I think they actually have quite a few different drafts, because in my assumption and my knowledge of drafts in American sports is that it's the young players coming out of college. This looks like it's not necessarily that, but this is where we're at right now. So as I said, I think this could be in a couple different places. So this is the waiver draft. The draft consists of 2 rounds with 157 players available for selection. Inter Miami's first pick is the 26th overall selection. If the team passes, it may no longer participate in the rest of the draft. So I think we get to pick up 2 players. However, not really fully sure how this works. Players are picked in the draft will see their current contract transferred to their new club. Since these players' contracts are due to expire soon, if a club picks up 1 or more of them in this draft, it could be a good idea to immediately renew their players' contracts. So you could sign someone in the draft, not renew their contracts, and then they just disappear. Which is a very crazy scenario. But this is the MLS December waiver draft. So let's get into it. This is the draft. We're going to go pick by pick, I think. So we are the 26th pick. As you can see, these are all the players here listed that are on the waiver list. So waivers are basically in the US when if someone gets waived, then other teams have the opportunity even to pick up that player, and basically transfer their contract onto their team. In terms of, let's have a look. So there's some seniors in here. There's some ropey ratings in here, but someone like Sebastian Gonzalez could potentially be a little bit of an option for us. Anyway, in terms of wages, who is the most expensive? Kavon Lambert, this guy, halfback, Jamaican, been released by Austin FC. He's the most expensive player in here. Ideally, I'd be looking to pick up an American. We need defenders, so we will see what happens when we get through to our draft pick. However, there are 58 picks left in this draft. I have 2 left, 26th overall and the 55th overall, and nobody's been picked yet. What we can also do is make an offer for this draft pick if we wanted to pick number 1. If there was someone unbelievable that we wanted to get, we can offer things. So as you can see, Charlotte have got the first pick in this draft. We can add things in, players, player rights, draft allocation. We can do basically anything we want to offer that pick. We're not going to. So we're going to withdraw this offer from Charlotte, and we're just going to see how this kind of plays out. In terms of players selected, let's just kick things off, I suppose. Charlotte with the number 1 pick select. Who do they select? Goalkeeper Ian Worrell. He looks okay. 20-year-old American. Fair play. I'm not going to do this for every single one. We're just sort of gonna run through and sort of see who's there, basically. I don't think anyone is going to particularly smash things out. Oh my God, Charlotte FC traded up into get number 3 as well. So in the 3rd pick, they picked Benjamin Murray. Actually, a decent little player. And I can see why they've traded up to get him. I'm only here for the trades, basically. See the next pick at Atlanta. Yeah, 25-year-old centre-back, Orlando. We're still not in the picture yet. We're just going to click forward. Actually, do you know what? I'm just going to skip to our pick. So we are on the clock, as they would say in the US. And this is where we are. There are a number of people here. Ricardo Brown potentially is a striker. He's a target man, though. We don't really play with a target man. We are obviously going to miss Frank Farrell when he does, unfortunately, leave us. Ideally, I want someone who's on a senior contract. And ideally, I'd like a defender. How about, have we got anyone who's given me a good scout recommendation? This guy from Dallas, Sebastian Gonzalez, is one that we looked at previously. Adam Bennett could be another option. Looks like he can play centre-back to a decent level, decent enough physicals, pretty good mentals. And technicals, I think, to be honest, I can work with those in that sort of area. Let's resort this. Shane Presley. Yeah, Shane Presley's not going to be the one for me. So I think Adam Bennett or Sebastian Gonzalez. I think for me it's going to have to be Adam Bennett. Let me reorder this. Here he is. Adam Bennett here. Oh, he's already been drafted. Open your eyes, Steve. Open your eyes, man. Ricardo Brown we're definitely not picking up. Robbie Constable, as he's an international player, I don't want to fill up my international spots with defenders, ideally. That's really irritating that he's already been drafted by, you know what, let's just do this. Filter by position is a natural at, I think we need more centre-backs. So let's see what centre-backs we've got remaining. Tim Story, no good. This is going to take a while, guys, I think. Let me just have a look through all the seniors. So the only senior left is Robbie Constable, and we're not doing that. We're not having him. How about in terms of wages? Tim Story, paying him an absolute fortune. Luca, no. Why does it not remember things? Come on, FM, you're better than that. You know what? These defenders are not very good at all. Adam Bennett would have been fantastic. Austin Orpaza? No, some of these are really, really bad, guys. Really, really bad. Congo. Manuel Ortiz. You know what? None of these players are really screaming at me. In terms of our recommendations, guys, and scouting knowledge and scouting understanding of people, Shane Presley at left back potentially could be an option. I don't really think he's very good. Hopefully he could be pretty solid in my system. Don't need a goalkeeper. Dominic Yates. Attacking forward. You know what? If he's not been picked, Dominic Yates, I think, could be the option. Martin O'Brien, let's just check him. Yeah, he's no good. Right, okay. Yates it is, I think. Unless there's anyone who's particularly standing out. Caleb Hutton, who's he? He looks okay. Right, where's Dominic Yates? We are going to select Dominic Yates. Draft. Are you sure you want to pick Dominic Yates from the draft? Yes, I am. We will pick up Dominic Yates. We will skip to the next pick. We are 55th. As you can see, Chicago Fire, LAFC, and then ourselves. The way the draft's done is by having a good performance. You know what? Ricardo Brown as an option. Do I go in and pick up 2 strikers? Or do I take Shane Presley, the left back? Or do I do this? Can I not have... Not fitness. Not general. Scouted. Also a non-player. Transfer status, contract status. This is not good. This is not good. Can I get myself a ball-playing defender? No. Why am I being so optimistic? Can I just get a left back? Show me the left backs. We have issues at left back, so just show me the left backs. Annoyingly, I can't. Can I attributes? Yes. Okay, you can do this. Why have I not done this before? Right, I want a left back who can mark and can tackle and has good work rate. 15's optimistic. Can we get 10s? We can get 10s. Okay. This guy, no technique, and he's Turkish, so no good for us. Although he is technically homegrown. Potential wingback here. Coming out of Nashville. He's already been drafted as well. Can we maybe find a centre back that fits this criteria? What if I up that and add in? I need to add in heading. 15 is way too much. Way too much. Show me 12s. We can see 12s. Okay, 12s. Rod O'Brien, centre back. No. Matt Gibson. Actually looks okay. 20 bravery. Could be interesting. This guy from the Congo can actually tackle. He's listed as homegrown. He's wanted by Cincinnati and Charlotte. Good leadership abilities. Angola. Kevin Lopez. No. Rob Dries. No. Okay. So, we are in between Matt Gibson, who hasn't really played for Real Salt Lake, Herman Mandanda, who hasn't really played. He's come through the DC United Academy, and Domingos. Or do I take a punt on this dude because he's got good teamwork, good leadership, and great bravery, good jumping reach. He's 6 foot. Do you know what? I actually genuinely think it may be the tallest guy who gets selected here. It is going to be Herman Mandanda. We are going to draft him, and we will done. And we have completed the draft. That is going to be the first part of this video, guys, doing the waiver draft. We've managed to pick up these two here. Now we can have a proper look at them. Dominic Yates is quite limited in what he's offering. But in terms of his current ability, if we take a look at his coach summary, yeah, he's quite far down there. He's almost a similar level to Frank Farrell, apparently, who is leaving us. So it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on. Herman Mandanda, this was the guy we took a little bit of a punt at. He's not quite as good as I thought he was going to be, but he's very brave, good positioning, 6'2". He's okay in the air. Let's see how we get on, guys. Obviously, we've got a lot more of this sort of development window to come. I'll be back once we've got a little bit more of that done and dusted. Okay, guys, I was right. This is going to be multiple sections of similar sort of things. Today, right now, we have the MLS re-entry draft, stage 1. As you can see, the draft consists of 3 rounds. 38 players are available for selection. We have the 26th overall selection again. In stage 1 of the re-entry draft, eligible players whose contracts will expire at the end of the season can be signed by MLS clubs for free. A selected player contract will be taken over and the signing club will automatically and be extended for 1 year, maintaining the same salary. Clubs cannot pick their former players in the draft. So if you take a look at our squad and we sort it by expiry, anyone from here, Mandanda and Dominic Yates, who we just picked up, will go into the draft, as you can see. Frank Farrell's already gone and Friedkin's already gone. So actually, believe it or not, I'm talking out my backside, and those players are already in this re-entry draft. So if we view this draft, you can see in here, Deriola is our former player. He will not be being picked up by us. And we clear off an international slot by losing the Italian. But we have an option to potentially pick up some better players this time around. if you look at some of these guys, as you can see, the top guy, Sebi Shrivers, is on an absolute wedge. We do not want to pay an absolute wedge, but there is a better caliber of player in here. Like, even just looking at this guy compared to some of the others, you can see he's quite good. So I'm hoping we can maybe take a look at bringing in, looking at bringing in more defenders, basically. I need a better defensive line, to be perfectly transparent. So instead of what we're going to do what we did last time and faff around all this way, we're just going to skip to our pick and just see who is available. In terms of salary, Sebi's still there. No one wants to pick up Sebi. Gavin Street is still there as a midfielder in terms of someone who's on a big wedge. Kane Riviera, I actually don't think he looks too bad. First and foremost, though, we need defenders. So let's have a position. We want. I think I need a centre back is the big priority, right? This guy who we were looking at, Ed, whatever his name is, has actually been picked up. He looks okay for a no-nonsense centre back, but as you can see, not necessarily the best. Tom Ramos, though, can kind of play a number of positions. Decent enough utility man. Could be an option for us, Tom Ramos. Can kind of play through the middle. Can play a lot of positions. Formerly New England Revolution. So he has played a decent amount of football. We also need a left back, Diego Souza. He is a homegrown player. And he is wanted by Montreal Impact and Atlanta. It's much of a muchness between him and what we've already got, to be perfectly honest. Is there anyone in central midfield who is really standing out? Pat Talbot. Pat Talbot with 17 to 20 free kick taking could be an interesting option. Sebastiano Lopez, not so much. Damian Riviera is a real player. Central attacking midfielder. Looks relatively creative. Could be an option if we've still got that slot moving forward. Another advanced playmaker here. Looks okay. Not necessarily got it all in the physical attributes. Anchorman is not what we're looking for. Do you know what? Pat Talbot. It says he's only a 2-star, but he's good on both feet. He's not very determined. He's 5'5". Let's actually see if we can find someone who can play in this spot. It is just Pat Talbot, who's not been drafted. Okay. Anyone out on the left who we could potentially bring in? SMS. I don't know what that stands for. Senior minimum salary. Okay, vet min. Okay, cool. This guy from Germany, we're not bringing in another German. Basically, what I'm looking at here is if we can bring in someone to play on the left so that Bereshar can actually play up top. Tim Thompson. Not the greatest. Has played at Orlando. He's actually been okay. Let's have a look at his career stats. His rating's not very good, is it? Anyone on the attacking midfield right who's really standing out? Ethan Dobblebear. He can play on the left. Fast, potentially. Decent work rate. Can't do anything else, so. Any right backs? Tom Ramos is still lurking. This is painful. And I apologize. You can't have a striker with 2 finishing. You just can't. Scott Burns is an advanced striker. Vancouver Whitecaps. Has already been at Inter Miami, so probably not. Ben Andrews, no. This dude is real. No. Elliot Smith. Pressing forward. I don't like pressing forward. Okay. Who was the central midfielder who took all my fancy? Gavin Street, potentially. He's 30, though. Parker Bradley? No. Who was the guy? Who was the guy I said? Who can play Cam as well? Was it Damian Riviera? You know what? I actually think this guy looks good. And he's 27. So, has he already been picked up? It was Pat Talbot, wasn't it? Pat Talbot. Patty Talbot. You know what? Let's have Pat. Come on in, Patty. Patty Cakes. Skip to the next pick. Let's see it. Yeah, of course he's still there. Gavin Street, no. Sebastiano Lopez. Pat Talbot, we've already picked. Okay. Centre backs. Is Tom Ramos still there? He is. Oh, they've all been picked. They've all been picked up. Okay, cool. Any left backs? Sosa has already gone. Any right backs? Luke Alcantara. Cannot run that. Already picked up Pat Talbot, so we don't need anyone else there. Right hand side. This guy potentially maybe worth something. What's his career history? He's not been a very good player. He's gone over and played in Poland for a bit as well. You know what? We can always cut them after. So let's do that. Let's skip to the next pick. And you know what? Let's just see what's the best of the rest, to be honest. Gavin Street's still there. You know what? Let's have Gavin Street as well. Let's go. Right, okay. That is another draft done and dusted. I think we've got stage 2 coming up. I don't know what this means. We've got stage 2 coming up. I don't think we will pick up anyone in stage 2. But let's advance a little bit more. Get through this 21st of December. And then we can maybe take a look at actually improving this team. This is taking a long old time to get through the 21st of December, given how hectic this draft has been. We've again picked up another set of players, and fingers crossed they can actually. Obviously, we're going to have to re-sign them to a new deal. Actually, no, sorry, they all are automatically re-signed to a new deal, aren't they? Another year extension for all of the ones who we've just picked up. We're still advancing some days. I just want to show these players game. I'll be back once you can see the players. Okay then, guys, so we have the opportunity to take a look at some of the players that we have picked up. Obviously, these two guys at the bottom, Dominic Yates and Mandanda, are the ones that we picked up initially. Let's have a look at Ethan. Let's see if he's any good. No, he's not. That's disappointing. Gavin Street. He's okay, actually. As a deep line playmaker, if we compare him to Capaldo, who he's much worse than, we've got some decent options in there. And I could potentially get rid of Antonucci, who is a much better player, but playing in the similar sort of position is probably not going to get as much game time. And that frees me up an international slot as well. Let's have a look at Pat Talbot. Pat Talbot, again, for a central attacking midfielder. Advanced playmaker, it's the role we play. That's all I need him to do. I need him to pass the ball. He's got 17 for free kicks as well, which could come in useful. None of the players that I've picked up are actually bad in terms of aren't consistent, don't like big games, etc., etc. He's been capped at under 20 level for the USA, so maybe we can kind of craft him back into international function. Obviously, if we take a look at Antonucci here, he's not very good. I don't know. Can I? Let's offer him. Let's just offer him out. What's he worth? God, what is he worth? 3.4 million. Jesus wept. I don't want to pay that much for him, to be perfectly honest. I'd rather get in El Masawi. Okay, offer to MLS clubs. Can you give me 2 mil? Thoughts? Offer to MLS clubs. So these are the players that we brought in. Gavin Street looks okay. Looks like the best of the three. Pat Talbot again looks okay. Ethan, not so much. This is the guy who's gone to Charlotte. Again, looks like Charlotte have done pretty well out of the draft here. Alex Santana, the attacking midfielder. He's worse than Pat Talbot, Dominic Yates, Gavin Street. So unfortunately, pal, you will not be making it through. We're going to advance. I've got some more contracts end at the end of the year, at the end of 2029. So hopefully we will be able to get rid of some players, shift on some stuff, and I'll be back when we are ready to actually start our MLS campaign. I'll be back in a sec, guys. Right then, guys, third update of things so far. We have the MLS Superdraft, which is, as I mentioned earlier, kind of what you expect for sort of an American-based sport. So this is the younger players coming in, to my knowledge. However, I have some transfers to update you guys on. In terms of our transfer history, let's go over here now. Obviously, we were aware of Frank Farrell leaving. Taylor Friedkin, the centre-back, has also left on a free transfer. However, we have sold our best player, Nicolas Capuldo. We have sold him. He has gone to Nantong. Yes, he's gone to a team in the Chinese Super League. Good player, very good player. However, I think we've got some good options coming in. That's all I'm going to say. For me, these are the main two. We've actually gone out and signed this guy, Donald Antipas is how I'm listing him. We have a great knowledge of South Africa. This guy is the goalkeeper for the Sundowns. He is joining us on the 13th of the 2nd, 2030. And as you can see, technically, in terms of his goalkeeping attributes, fantastic. He's got that good aerial reach, which we need. In terms of everything else, I think he's pretty solid. This is another one which is going to be very interesting. He's listed as a defender, but that's not where I'm going to play him. Jamin Chessel is... Wow. RIP headphone users. Yes, so this guy is who I'm... these next two are who I'm quite excited about. So Jamin Chessel, he's joining us from Arsenal. He's listed as a defender. I'm actually going to play him on the left. I think he's going to be a very, very good option for us there. Listed as a 4.5-star winger on support. Good crossing, good dribbling, decent first touch, can take a free kick as well. Good passing, good technique, solid enough in the mental attributes, and pretty good in the physical attributes. He's listed as a mercenary, hence probably why he's coming to the MLS. But you live and you learn, you have to try these players out. But this is the one that I'm really excited about. If you guys have seen the video on my channel, we have done a Wonder Kid showcase on Ilyas El Moussaoui, and he is good. He is very good. He scores goals left, right, and centre. In this save, it's not really taken off for him, his career. In my 10 years into the future, when we had a look at him, he was worth 50-odd million at AC Milan. It's not worked for him. He's very good physically, pretty good mentally, and I'm pretty confident he will be able to find the back of the net in the MLS. He will be our star player. He is the reason why we moved Capoldo on. I moved him on to create that designated international player spot for this guy. I think he can fire us to MLS glory, can score with his head, can score with his feet, pretty good mentally. I cannot wait to get Ilyas El Moussaoui into our team. These guys don't arrive for a couple more months, 1 month to be precise, and then I can kind of have a little look around and see if we can tidy up some other areas of the team. But today we have the MLS Superdraft. We are again picking in 25th. There's some good players in here. This guy is listed as one of the best in the draft, according to my scouts. Again, we'll just kind of see who is available. We've got a rough scouting knowledge on pretty much all of these guys. We've done our homework, so there's quite a lot of players there. I think ultimately at this stage we're just going to pick the best player each time. There's 3 rounds, so let's just skip to the next pick, skip to our next pick, shall we say, and we will have a look at these guys based upon their scout recommendations. So there's a striker here, Fernando Price and Aaron White, 3 that haven't been picked up, who have come in pretty highly recommended by my scouts themselves. Target man, that's a no from me. Unfortunately, we don't play a target man. I've just clicked on him again. Come on, Steve, you bot. Midfield centre, Price. He's consistent. Again, mercenary, hard-working midfielder. Tries long-range passes, but has only got 9 passing. Not necessarily what we're looking for. Aaron White, defensive midfielder, central midfielder. Now, that's actually a little bit more like it. Deep line playmaker. He's 21. Consistent, fairly consistent performer. I think he could do a job for us in the MLS. But if I wasn't doing my job properly, we need to go and take a look at some of these other guys. 74 rated, Nate Dale. Very average. Probably not going to impact my team massively. Brandon Ibanez. Actually okay. You know what? I think I'd probably prefer the central midfielder as we stand. Irish striker, don't want strikers. Jamaican, Andrew Plummer on the left. Looks okay. Obviously, we've already got a player out on the right even, sorry. Defenders, this guy's already gone to Colorado Rapids. International player, we don't want that. We don't want to fill up our international slots with these types of players. Some of these have already been drafted. So, let's just go back up to the top. I actually quite like the look of Aaron White, the DLP. So let's go with Aaron White. I think with our first pick, we will draft that person. Let's skip forward to our next pick. Then I think we can ask the assistant. Can we ask the assistant someone for centre-back? First team. Doesn't think any of the players currently are good enough. Do we have anyone first team all defenders? No. Do we have anyone first team all midfielders? No. Good. Good. I'm glad you came, Chris. You're really, really helpful. Really, really helpful. So the next highest rated player, according to my scouts, that hasn't been picked is Casey Albert. Not good in that position, if you ask me. And how about Sam Nunes? He's got good dribbling. He's kind of quick. Trained at LA Galaxy. You know what? Let's just take them based on how good my scouts think they are. Is there anyone else sort of in and around? Another striker. Ivan Kaplan. Advance forward, consistent. I mean, we've kind of already got someone to play up there with Masawi in mind. Let's reorder these in terms of things. There we go. Sam Nunes is going to be the draft pick, I think. Let's pull in Sam Nunes. We've got one more pick in this draft. Skip to the next. And let's see, out of all of these guys, who is the highest rated, according to my scouts, that has not been picked up yet. It is Albert Gashi. But he is an international player, so we will not touch him with a barge pole. We can definitely use better international players. Canadian counts as international, so it's a hard pass for me. Miguel Marquez. As a DLP, someone to come in and, you know what? Let's pick up Miguel Marquez. There we go. That is the draft. That is the super draft done and dusted. We have completed. We picked up 3 players. We picked up Aaron White, Sam Nunes, and Miguel Marquez. Obviously, I think these kind of help us a little bit. They're not necessarily the biggest sort of sign-ins. White looks okay. We're going to offer him a contract. Future prospect. I thought he looked okay. Again, senior minimum salary. I'm not too worried about these impacting our draft too much, our cap space too much. Again, same with this winger coming in with a 65 rate, and we'll finalize the deals for all 3 of these guys. We will pick them all up. Marquez is probably the worst out of the 3 by a decent little margin. I mean, he looks okay. He's nothing too spectacular. Could probably come on as a defensive midfielder to sort of shore us up a little bit. But, guys, that is the end of the Super Draft. This is kind of going to be an updating episode. I don't think I'm going to play any games. This is all a transfer update, kind of what we've done in the draft, and also kind of taking a look at what we're trying to do. Let's have a look at the Super Draft grades. Let's see. We've been given a C+. Good. C+. I'll take that. We pick Marquez. Aaron White is actually coming in at a decent potential rating, which is nice to see. I mean, he's not Capaldo, but I think he could be okay. Sam Nunes again on the right-hand side. You know what? I actually think we've done pretty well in this draft. That is where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. It's been an interesting one. It's been one that I've not really had the pleasure of experiencing before. We had the waiver draft, the re-entry draft, and then the super draft. It's, as I said, draft-heavy episode. Obviously, we've got plenty to do. We still have to rebuild this team. As you can see in the top left of the screen, I have a friendly against Houston Dynamo in 19 days. Hopefully, we can get a lot more transfer business done and dusted by that point. But until next time, guys, don't forget to drop a like on the video down below. Subscribe if you are new around here. And we will be back with another episode of this Pentagon Challenge. very, very soon. And hopefully we've got a squad ready to take on the MLS. I'll see you soon.